on StreamYards?
Uh, yeah, we are
Okay.
we are live now. What is up? What is up, everybody? It is no script, and I have Princess X in the background. Hopefully, y'all can hear her.
Hopefully you can.
And like this video majorly is about the stigma that we have with parenting and mental illness. I want to say before anybody even says anything like, yeah, mental illness, blah, 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 we control it now. There's this movie that y'all need to see. Literally. You can look at it on YouTube. I saw it when I had DirecTV, and this was crazy. Pretty much the movie was called Psychiatry, the industry of death. And it talks about the journey of medication not being introduced till around the 1920s, and they had like lithium pretty much was the main thing they had, and then it went on and on and on. And I want to make sure that we all realize we are very blessed. We are truly blessed. We all go through things. I understand we go through whatever, but the fact that you have medication to make it so you're not batshit crazy. Like, there's this movie that came out in the 60s, early 70s called Once Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest. And they thought that that was really how hospitals were. And I'm speaking for somebody who made a video as a comedy, but it really did show a light on what goes on in these hospitals with electroshock therapy, being overly medicated with the wrong medication, so you're zombified. And
Right.
the main thing that I want to put out here so I can get started with Princess X is self sterilization voluntarily. Now, I don't know if medical insurance pays for this, but if there's no reason for it, I don't think they'll pay for it. I think you got to pay out of pocket if you want to get it done for no reason. But in the UK, if you keep clicking on random stuff, if you type in self sterilization for mental illness in Google, it'll give you a whole bunch of links, and you just keep clicking until you get to the UK websites. There literally are people who have been brainwashed by their families, by media, by medical staff that say, yeah, there's a possibility if you're bipolar, if you have DID, which is dissociative identity disorder, used to be multiple personality disorder for y'all who didn't know, because I didn't know, I had looked that up.
Right.
And like, they're thinking, I can save the future generation by sterilizing myself. And this one girl lived to regret it. Her father was so in the dark ages about mental illness, same as my family. I'm bipolar. I have a lot going on, but I self-identify as bipolar. And they were like, "Yeah, you should not have a child because you're gonna give this to your son." So,
Right. And
so
that's insane thinking. Now that's insane to think that automatically your child is going to be affected.
like I sat with my psychiatrist, and I made my psychiatrist change like entire facilities. I came with him with such real shit and real questions. I'm like, yeah, I'll take the pills, whatever. But are there any human trials? He said, no, we test the medication effects on brain tissue. So a tissue sample is literally what you test
Wow.
lithium, and you test Seroquel, and you test flufenazine and Wellbutrin and all these hardcore shits on
I didn't
brain
know
tissue.
that.
Like, literally, this guy was in the military as a psychiatric nurse, and he decided he wanted to become a psychiatrist when he got out of the military. And he's like, we really don't know what the fuck this medicine does to you. We know what it does to brain samples, so we
But
figure, okay,
not to people.
but not the whole organ as a whole, just a little tiny
Right.
piece of it. And it's on a dead sample. Like, they're seeing what it does to non-reactive, non-stimulated brain tissue samples. Okay. What are your thoughts on that, Princess X?
I think the self sterilization is only beneficial if you are schizophrenic, because you personally cannot, most schizophrenia people cannot care for themselves, let alone a child. And it's not impossible, but a lot of them, it's the medication. They don't like the medications. They fight the medications a lot of times and end up going off their meds, and that's why a lot of schizophrenic people are in institutions and are what some would consider batshit crazy. And it's because the medicine is so severe for them, the side effects. That's something people don't realize. You think take a pill and it'll make it better,
That's
but
the
for
crazy thing.
schizophrenia patients, it's a little harder than that. So
Okay.
that would be the only ones that I would ever think that self sterilization or suggested sterilization, however you want to phrase that, would be proper. But somebody with depression, bipolar, anxiety, I think is stupid because they can care for a child.
Okay. Okay. We talk about biologically having a child. They shouldn't do it because maybe the risk factor of whatever genomes they have going on in them may What about adoption though? Like, what about that? Like, what if you
Well, again, I don't think that anybody with any kind of mental illness, with the exception of schizophrenia, can't care for a child. It doesn't automatically make them unable to care for a child because they have some kind of mental illness. Some people, even, something as simple as anxiety,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
that's not going to take away from you being able to care for a child.
And
Especially if you see a doctor, you got it under control,
right.
you've learned how to manage it, you can care for yourself, you can care for a child. Now, are there people that are mentally ill that probably should never be parents? Yes, and it has nothing to do with the mental illness. A lot of times it has nothing to do with the mental illness. It has to do with nature versus nurture. It was
Right.
the way they were raised. And that's kind of a different topic, but
Oh my God. You have made such a great point.
a lot
Nature
of these
versus nurture.
stories a lot of these stories of kids being killed, those aren't just flat out mentally ill people doing these things. And I'm not saying that mental illness probably doesn't play a part in some of them cases, but a lot of times it has to do with the way they're raised. And they pass it on and they keep going. The cycle keeps repeating and they treat their kids as horrible as they got treated. And it ends up becoming detrimental to the child and killing the child.
Does that go culturally along with mental illness? Because in the African American, my part of that with African Americans, we don't like talking about mental illness. We don't.
I was just going to say that. I
We
grew up in
just
the black community. If
shit.
you had anything, even as little as anxiety, you were labeled crazy and people wouldn't want to be associated with you.
They wouldn't mess with
So
you. They would be like, oh,
we
she's not
covered it
right.
up, right?
Mm-hmm.
We covered it up in the black community. I have a friend who I met, she was 10 years older than me, and she's like, how are you not on medication for your anxiety and depression? And I said, because I've had to learn how to hide it. I had to learn how to self soothe a lot of that because of
Mm-hmm.
where I grew up. And she's like, what? I said, you've talked about your anxiety since you were a kid. I've only just started talking about it since I was an adult.
Yo, my dad was like, don't tell the doctors certain things, which hindered my mental health recovery because I could have been in talk therapy. I could have been going to some kind of a group counseling and not be on the medicine now if you would have let me express myself. And
Absolutely.
like my dad was like, all they're gonna do is over medicate you. And to be honest, taking 800 milligrams of Seroquel and 1200 milligrams
Oh my
of
God.
Lamictal is like crazy. Like I
They
was,
used to give me Seroquel to sleep, and that is what I call coma meds. Cause you sleep 12 hours easy on that shit. And I'm saying 12 hours of not moving. And I have pain issues, so 12 hours of not moving was hell on my body. But it gave me good sleep. But yeah, that's a bit much. I think I was on like, I don't know, 100 or 200 milligrams, and that was a lot. So I can only imagine 800.
The thing
Lord.
is, I'm on 800 of Seroquel, 1200 of Lamictal, and I still managed to work a full time job and be a full time student. I don't know how the fuck I did it.
Yeah, just on the Seroquel alone, I give you props for it because I know what Seroquel does.
That shit
I
crazy.
and you know what? You know how I found out about Seroquel? This is really messed up. A friend of mine who was staying with me at the time, he ended up going to jail, and when he got out, he was like, I said, "Well, how was jail like?" Because by that point, he had lost his leg on a job accident. He was like, "Oh, it wasn't bad at all," and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I slept the whole time." And I'm like, "How did you sleep in jail?" He said, "Seroquel." And I'm like, "How the hell Seroquel?" Look, he had to school me on that. I went to my doctor. I'm like, "Can I get Seroquel for sleep?" It's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Sure." Wrote the script. And I was amazed when I took it. I'm like, "God dang, he really wasn't lying." And now I see what he meant. That shit knocks you off your ass. Like, yeah, you're a good one for being able to work full time on that. Oh Lord.
And sit in school full time and still
Oh
be on all that shit. That's crazy.
yeah, that is crazy. Now that's crazy. While we talking about mental health, that's crazy. But seeing that's the problem with our society now. I kind of fall in this category on my pain issues too. They'll throw medicine at you. They'll just throw pills at you. This'll fix it. Oh, don't worry about it. This'll fix it.
Mhm.
And that's not always the case. They're putting these kids on Ritalin at like 5 years old.
I never in my life, I literally will cuss
I
out
would
any. I
homeschool my child if they ever told me I had to medicate my child. I'd homeschool them.
think I
I
would
would never
cuss.
put them back in public school after that.
Can you
Cause
cuss?
I'll be
Can you cuss
damned.
people out? I have a serious question. Cause I don't like bullshit, and I hate stupid people. If
Oh
you,
my
it,
God, I almost cussed somebody out at the damn Walgreens today. I swear to God, I almost told this bitch, get the fuck out of the way. I swear, I almost did. I caught myself. I really almost went off on some lady because she was just standing in the way. Like, damn, you really this ignorant at a store? Like, move.
and then they are quick as hell to say, oh, you're agitated, or you have a new symptom. Let's up your dose. No, fuck you. Leave
Yeah,
my
I'm
leave
agitated, all right.
leave my
I'm
dose the way it
allergic.
is.
I'm allergic to stupid people. That's my problem. They don't have a pill for that. They don't have a pill to make you stop being allergic to stupid.
It's reality. That's what it is.
But no, like if your kid is in school and they're trying to force something on you, you have every right to tell them, no, that's not going to happen. That's my child, not yours. And
You
if they force it, then you leave. You know what I mean? You don't keep your kid there because that's ridiculous. They can't force you
Oh
to
my
medicate
God.
your
I
kid.
almost got CPS called on me because I wanted to go home. I was in the emergency room for 21 fucking hours.
Ugh.
Took took my Seroquel and was up all night. I couldn't sleep because I was in the emergency room. Pediatrics emergency room. And they're like, "Yeah, we want to run this test and this test and this test." And I'm like, "Okay. What exactly is wrong with my son?" "Oh, nothing. We just want to make sure let me go home." Fuck that. You milking the goddamn state Medicaid.
That's a lot of the problem right there. I used to go to a pain doctor that the office he worked at, he left that office because they were doing Medicare and Medicaid fraud. And of course, they have yet to get busted. But a
Hmm.
doctor that was basically being a drug dealer in with an office, now he got busted, and then my doctor got busted because he used to work for that doctor. Yet he had nothing to do with any of that. He was about to get his license back, and then he freaking died in a freak farming accident. I'm like, really? He was a
Wow.
damn good doctor too.
Damn.
But and that's the problem. They're handing out Medicaid like peanuts. These doctors are milking the system because who's there to regulate it? Nobody's really checking in on what they're doing with Medicare and Medicaid. And
Right.
it's just a vicious cycle. And like I said, they love throwing pills at you. The pharmacy companies, There is a documentary I seen on YouTube, and it was in the UK, but this happens here as well, I'm sure. I just ain't found the story yet. But in the UK, they did a medical trial that went horribly wrong.
Oh
As
dear.
soon as they gave whatever it was supposed to be some cure for cancer, basically, they gave them the medicine and almost killed every one of them. And a couple of them did die. I think like out of 10 of them, I think 4 died.
Oh my God, what the hell?
Yeah, and then a couple of them had the placebo, and there was 2 of them that actually didn't die that survived it and talked about it on the documentary. The one with the placebo and 2 of them that were actually affected by it come on and spoke about it, and they kind of reenacted what happened. Like they were in ICU, they were close to death over doing a drug trial, and it went horribly wrong, and that had changed how they do drug trials. Now they scaled it back, and they're really really strict on how they do the drug trials now. But big pharma is out there to make money. That's what they're there for. They go to doctors and they push these drugs on the doctors to sell them and write scripts for them. They get a cut of that money. They
Right,
get paid every script they write,
exactly.
and that's a problem.
I would rather have my weed license. You see, they won't sign for that. I've already been
Right.
turned down by like 3 different people. They're like, oh, we recommend you take this. Okay, think about it. If you stop smoking weed right now, there are no damn side effects to that. Stop taking your medicine, you feel like you're about to die.
Exactly. I'm on morphine and I'm on gabapentin. And gabapentin is basically they've used it for a million different things, but that's I take it for the nerve pain in my legs. Um, Either one of those, if I go off cold turkey, it could kill me. And Walgreens loves to not have my medicine in stock. So there's been many times I've had to go through withdrawals because they don't have my medicine. And I swear to God, I cussed Walgreens out, and I'm not playing. I wish I still had that email. I went the fuck in on Walgreens.
What state do
They
you
ended
live
up
in?
Indiana.
Do y'all still have Rite Aids out
Eh,
there?
Huh?
Y'all still got Rite Aid out there?
N- Not here in my town.
Okay, because
I
where
want to
we,
say south of here they do. Like around Indy, I think they still have Rite Aid.
cause they close all of them where we're at and turn them into Walgreens.
I've been with Walgreens for probably 20 plus years. I've
Mhm.
never had a problem with Walgreens until I moved over here and go to the one in the hood. This wasn't the only hood Walgreens though. That's the problem. The other hood Walgreens, I had none but great service, everything over there. This one, yeah, they're Looney Tunes over here. I done cussed them all out. They kind of don't like me. But when they kept not giving me my meds on time and I kept going through withdrawals and cussed out corporate, they gave me my meds free for like 2 months. I didn't have to pay no co-pays. I was like, now that's what I'm talking about, you
This
fuckers.
is
You're trying
bullshit
to
though.
kill me.
They're trying to see. That's what I was about to say. You just said it. You could die in a matter
And
of
that's the
days or
thing.
whatever from not taking it.
Absolutely. And in marijuana, you don't die from it. Look, I just tried RSO oil. Not a lot of people know what it is. RSO oil was essentially made for people with cancer, but it's also used for other things. Look up Rick Stinson oil, and there's a video where Rick Stinson is making the oil. And
Okay.
he tells you everything that it does and like what it's all for. But the cancer part of it, like you start out taking like super, well, no, you don't. You start out slow and you gradually end up taking large doses of it at a time, and it's supposed to cure your cancer. Well, I don't know about all that because I ain't got cancer, but I'll tell
Wow.
you what, that shit works because Lord Jesus, the other day I was high as a kite. But see, I don't like being high.
Yeah, that's what I
So
don't
it's
like.
not for me, but I had to try it at least to, see what it's like. And it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just it's not my cup of tea. But it works. That shit works like whew. Let me tell you.
I tried CBD and hemp and
Yeah, I
weed
tried
oil.
CBD and that CBD did nothing for me. I think it helped me sleep a little better when I took it, but not a lot. Like it didn't make me go to sleep. That's my problem. I have problems shutting my mind off and actually falling asleep.
Yeah, my brain will think about shit that I've been like pondering for the
Yeah.
past few days and try to figure it out before I go to sleep.
I mean, I used to say this all the time. I could redecorate a whole house while I'm laying there trying to sleep.
Right.
That's just how my mind works. Like I'll go to any and
Ready?
everything that I should or could be doing instead of laying there sleeping. Or let me get in an argument. I'll sit there and think about that argument the whole night and overthink everything. But then again, women are like that though. We're overthinkers and our minds don't shut off like men. Men hit the pillow and they're out like light. Fuckers. I wish I
Crazy.
had a brain like a man where I could hit the pillow and be out.
Shit.
They need a pill for that. Because every sleeping pill I've tried don't work for shit.
Man, I had insomnia my whole pregnancy. After I had my son, they're like, "Oh, you could have took melatonin." I'm like, "You son of a bitch."
Melatonin, I've tried it. The only time it worked wonderful for me is when I was using Xanax along with it.
I've
Xanax works for me, but because I'm on pain meds, they won't prescribe it.
I've never had Xanax, so I don't know.
They say it's highly addictive. I don't really have that type of personality. Like I don't have these problems, yet they still won't prescribe it to me.
So what is
But
it for?
Xanax is for anxiety mostly. It's
Oh,
mostly for anxiety. It helps a lot with anxiety. And it's the only thing that's ever worked for me. And they won't give it to me. They gave me everything but they said that boost bar is supposed to be like Xanax. That's a lie. That shit don't work. It was like popping a tic tac because I didn't feel no different.
oh damn.
Didn't help with anxiety or depression. But yeah, for some reason Xanax works for me. They won't give it to me, so I got tired of playing with different kind of meds, and I said, "Skip it. I'm just gonna deal.
Like
Do my best to deal with it."
with my medication, I'm on the lowest dose. I'm talking about 2 milligrams of shit. I went from 800 to not being on my meds for 9 months because of an insurance issue.
Right.
Then when I got
Well,
back on it, 2 milligrams.
a
Two.
lot of it though you can't use while pregnant. Not all of it, but a lot of it. Oh, and I watched a documentary recently about that one too. There was a medicine back in the 60s and 70s. Thiamine. Thiamine, I think, is the name of the medicine. They kept saying that it was safe for pregnant women to take, and all the pregnant women that took it had babies that were deformed. They were
Oh,
missing some sort of limb or
yo,
something. Yes,
yo.
yes, and
That's
it
in
was
my feed.
hundreds,
Where
hundreds.
the arms are like small and they didn't grow and
Yep,
shit.
yep,
Yo.
yep. And they did it for years. They knew that this was happening, and they kept it on the market. And then I want to say either Canada or the United States fought really hard to get it back because the original German company that was selling it stopped selling it after probably like 10 years. They stopped selling it. Somebody else started making it, and I want to say I think it was the US, but I know Canada was having issues with it too, and they were kind of playing fast and loose with it. But I think it was the US fought to get it here, and they weren't really telling people that it wasn't safe to take while pregnant, but they weren't promoting it as it was safe while pregnant.
That's just as
But
bad. Just as bad.
it is that they're really pushing these medications on people not knowing, or even sometimes they do know what it will do to a child, yet they still let them take it.
Yeah.
And that's like me being on pain meds. Now you cannot still be on pain medicine and be pregnant.
Right.
But years ago, I watched a bitch pregnant on methadone, and I'm like, what the fuck? She used to do heroin.
Yikes.
and they put her on methadone while she was pregnant. And I'm like, well, if she could take methadone while pregnant, then I shouldn't have an issue staying on my meds while pregnant. Even though, like, I know that that's a risk, but I also know what my pain is too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as much as I wanted a kid, like, I knew I couldn't do it without pain meds along with it. And yeah, now you can't. You can't be on any pain meds. And I'm like, it's a good thing and a bad thing all at the same time.
Because the baby is getting a little bit of that medicine too. Like it's not.
They are.
Like
They are.
I had to explain
But
that to people. Like the baby's getting a portion of my bipolar
right,
medicine, so it's got to be safe for the baby. Otherwise,
right.
I stopped taking some shit. I made them switch stuff. I
And
was
see, and I was making the conscious decision at that point to say, if I did have a child or if I did get pregnant, that I probably wouldn't be on as high of a dose as I was on back then, but I would have still been on pain meds. I consciously made that decision because I knew the pain I go through without my meds, there's no way I could do that and be pregnant. And I knew that there's a risk. But then again, there's women that smoke cigarettes the whole pregnancy. Hell, I think my mom
I
did
have
with me.
known quite a few, and there's ain't shit wrong with their babies.
Right.
I'd be
And
like, how
and
the hell? How in the
it's
hell?
it's a crapshoot. That's the thing. It's a crapshoot. It's not a guarantee that your baby's gonna be messed up, but there are risks. And I at that point was willing to take that risk. As messed up as it was,
Mhm.
I kind of was willing to take that risk because I knew my body wouldn't be able to handle it without.
Yeah.
Now, if I get pregnant, I'm screwed. Tylenol is about as strong as I could take, and I'll be mad. And whoever knocks me up probably won't stick around till the end because I already
Damn.
know I'm gonna be hell.
That's
But
okay. That's all right.
I don't think I can have kids. So I mean, the chance of me having any, especially now my age, it's really, really slim. But I'm just saying, if it were to happen, yeah, the man would probably dip out. He'd probably be like, "I'll be back in like 9 months.
So
See you then."
what age range are you in? Like,
I'm 39.
okay, I'm 31.
Yes, you guys are a little bit younger than me. You aren't quite babies, but you're young.
I feel old as hell. I'm walking with a cane. Damn it. I feel
Did
old.
you ended up having an epidural? Oh, you did say you did, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the epidurals while pregnant, there's so many risks involved. Because you and I were talking about the epidural when I had an epidural. Now,
Mm-hmm.
my epidural is different than a pregnant person's epidural.
Right.
And the risk for a pregnant person with the epidurals are a lot higher. I didn't know this for a long time. I found this out now years ago. But epidurals for women with while pregnant, the risk of them hitting your spine is different. The damage of it, like you can have long lasting back pain just from having an epidural.
That's what I got right now.
And that's what I figured when you said you were walking with a cane. That's what I figured.
Yeah, I now have fibromyalgia. I'm like, what in the fuck? I had to Google this shit. I'm like, man, really? Seriously? Okay.
Well, I'll let you in on a secret. When I had back surgery, I started to learn some things well after having back surgery. Had I known before, I'd have never done it. Um, I ended up, they told me they're pretty sure I have fibromyalgia. They didn't want to put it in my charts because of my age. At the time, I was in my early 20s. And they think that it was due to having surgery. Anytime that they go in and cut you and go and change your anatomy, you're at risk for a whole host of things. Your own body can attack itself just because they did surgery on you.
Yikes.
It,
Oh,
it's
hell.
not it's not really common. It's probably like 1 in 10 or something to that number. You know what I mean? Or maybe 1 in 1,000 that happens to. But it still can happen. And they think that that's kind of what happened with me because my surgery, I got worse after my surgery. I never got better. I never was able to go back to work. Like nothing was better. And I was 21 at the time of my surgery. And the doctor's scratching his head like everything I did was right. Like, I don't understand why you're not better. And I'm like, you're the fucking doctor. You tell me. Like, you should know.
Mhm.
But it's basically because anytime they go in and change your anatomy or do anything to you, you're at risk. And it's same with childbirth. Them giving you epidurals anytime they cut you if you're doing it natural or if they do a C-section, you're still at risk for those things to happen. And they think that fibromyalgia is kind of they still don't know a lot about fibromyalgia. Like they know that people have it, but they don't really know how people get it. And
Is it true that it's imaginary pain? Cause this dumb ass doctor, I don't know. I had to get a second opinion. Wanted to prescribe Cymbalta, like some damn antidepressant. I'm like, why the fuck do I need an antidepressant for pain? She's like,
well, because and I'll explain that because pain and depression go hand in hand. If you have depression, it causes pain. If you have pain, it causes depression. They bounce off each other and you never get rid of neither one. Like, you know what I mean? They feed off each other. And depending on what kind of pain you're dealing with, whether it's like a temporary pain or a permanent pain, then if it's a permanent pain, yeah, you're going to have those things for the rest of your life. There's no getting rid of it. It's not something you can take a pill and it goes away. But it comes in spurts. 1 minute you're in pain for 2 months, next minute you're depressed for 2 months. And it's not every time. It's a hit or miss when it's going to happen. It's a crapshoot. It's all a crapshoot. The medicine, your symptoms, like it's all a crapshoot when it comes to mental health because they don't completely understand a lot of these different things. Like they know people have them, but they don't really know like how you get them, why you get them. Like they're still not understanding a lot of that.
crazy thing.
And it's
Like,
still
is
it,
is it neurological? Because everything that my doctors gave me, like they gave me websites to look at, and it says it's a neurological thing where your brain thinks it's in pain, but it's really not.
fibromyalgia, yes, absolutely it is neurological. It's
Yo,
something they don't know what or why that part of your brain just either whether it stops working or is working overtime,
yeah,
whichever one it is for
yeah.
fibromyalgia. They don't know why it does it. They still are unclear how this even manifests in people because a lot of times it happens whether it's an accident and then boom you have fibromyalgia or you've never been in an accident, you never had anything, no surgeries, nothing, and you just wake up one day and have it. They don't know why. If that's still like one of the great mysteries is fibromyalgia. Like that's the main mystery they're still trying to figure out how and why it works the way it does because they don't understand it. They know what it is, they just don't understand it. And all they can do is try to treat the pain with whatever they think will work with your brain chemistry basically.
I mean, antidepressants though, for real, really, antidepressants though.
Well, Cymbalta is a antidepressant, isn't it?
Yes, that's what I was. I'm already on.
I was thinking of there is a anti-inflammatory like and it starts with a C. There's a C one. I don't even remember what the hell I take. What do I take?
Yo, I'm already on an antidepressant though. I'm on what am I on? Zoloft. No,
I
not
never
Zoloft.
liked Zoloft.
Is
Oh,
it
I
this?
hated it.
This?
I
This?
took Zoloft for like 3 days and I was like, nope. 3 days was all it took, and I was like, nope. They said you got to give it 2 weeks. I said, fuck your 2 weeks. It took my sex drive away. I'm like, look, it's one thing you trying to make me feel numb, which I really don't want to feel numb. I'd rather be a wreck than numb. But you ain't taking my sex drive. I was in my early 20s. I was like, I'll be damned. That's one thing you ain't gonna take away from me. Let me be crazy and have sex.
I remember I was on some damn medication. I don't know. I think it was Wellbutrin. Wellbutrin took away my sex drive. I felt no sexual stimulation. It's like
They gave me Wellbutrin for depression, never worked. They gave it to me to help me stop smoking, never worked.
I
I'm
told
like,
the
yeah,
doctor, I was like, why can't I have an orgasm? Oh, it's just a mind thing. So you fucking gave me something to make my
Right.
mind think, okay, nowhere, no,
Oh,
no,
I didn't even want nobody touching me when I was on Zoloft. For them
man,
3 days,
yeah.
me and my second love, like we were pretty much 20-year-old rabbits, we was getting it in. I didn't want him around me. I was like, no, I'm good. Like it just He was like, what the hell? And I'm like, look, they just gave me some new meds. He was like, you better get off that shit. And it was like a
Yo,
couple more days, and I was like, yeah, I'm off. I'm done. I told the doctor, I'm like, yeah, don't give me no shit like that again. Nope. I think I went off meds for a while after that because of that Zoloft. It pissed me off that bad. I was like, nope, I ain't doing this no more. But that's when I was at my worst because I had lost my first love and I still wasn't quite right. It took me about a year to get back halfway normal. But
Lord
they
have
said
mercy.
that at that time I had PTSD on top of everything, and
They said I have
that
some
part.
qualities of that. I don't understand what the well maybe I do because I don't remember my childhood. If it's from age 6 to age 19 is a blur. I had so much bad shit happen to me. I remember bits and pieces. So they say I have
Well,
PTSD qualities but not actual PTSD. Okay, whatever.
once I was diagnosed with PTSD, and that's something that you can manage it, but it doesn't truly go away, or at least not for a long time, because I still have issues with it from time to time.
Hmm.
It's just not as prevalent as it was almost 20 years ago now. It was different. You know what I mean? Like now it's more manageable. Now
Yeah,
it's
you've
just
learned how to
comes in
cope.
spurts.
You're coping with it.
Right. But the more I learned about PTSD, I've started to figure out I think that's what I had as a kid. I
Yeah.
think my childhood truly screwed me. Well, I know it screwed me up. It screwed me up in so many ways. But
Hmm.
it never really dawned on me that PTSD could have been a cause of that.
You know what the thing is? Like I on my other channel that I kind of got locked out of, so hopefully I figure shit out. But everybody who was on my other no script channel are the bullies that bullied me, and they found me on Facebook. And each and every one of them had their own apology. And I was like, I'm sorry, but I don't remember. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I don't know. Whatever I went through as a kid was so bad that I blocked it out.
Well, see, and I, I was in therapy in my late 20s, early 30s. I was getting the spinal cord stimulator put in, and for some reason, my first evaluation, they ended up wanting to see me, let the psychiatrist see me for a while before I get the surgery done. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not like depressed. Why the fuck do you want to see me? She's like, oh, some things spiked here and there. Cause my problem is I'm too honest and I get myself in trouble a lot. So apparently I told too much of the truth on that first test and it flagged me. So I'm going to her for therapy and we just got to talking about my childhood, and I was telling her that I know I've been sexually molested. I just don't know when. And that's when she was telling me, well, you could have blocked it out. And I'm like, all the fucked up things I've seen and gone through in my childhood, why would I block that out and none of the other stuff? And she was like, if you're young enough, your mind naturally does it. Like, there's nothing
Right.
you could have done to not make that happen. Like, it just happens. And I'm like, damn, that's pretty fucked up. Because I would love to know who. And I think I have an idea who it could have been in the time frame that it happened. I was really, really young, and I think it was my mom's brother. I just don't have proof.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I look back on my childhood and my teenage years when I started developing, and no grown man should ever say anything to a teenage girl about their body. And he would constantly do that. And that to me is red flags, but of course nobody else paid attention to it. He would say it in front of my mom and them,
Was he
and
was he was
nobody.
he making you aware that your body was changing or what the fuck was he talking about?
Oh yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. He'd be like, "Damn, your boobs are big. Damn, you got rolls." Like, I mean, like he was looking at my body like an adult man should not look at a teenage girl's body.
Right.
And always making comments about it. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, you're grown. Why talk to a kid like that? Like, that's just weird. It's strange in itself. And like I said, family would hear him say this and say nothing. And I,
A lot of this shit has been normalized and accepted. Like,
exactly.
like, prime example. Some people in my family on my father's side, they're very direct when they talk, and when they talk, it sounds rude as fuck. And like I try to explain to people how you,
Yeah, Jackal kind of told me some of what's gone on over the past year or so with you guys.
I just don't understand. Like, if my father's mother, I love her to death, but she really doesn't like me. And I'm not trying to say this because I feel some kind of way. She legit has expressed she does not like me. She does not want to meet my son. All because my mother kept her away from us as kids. If you're mad at my mom, because my mom has DID. So if you're mad at my mom, that's you're mad at my mom. Why are you taking that on me? And yeah, she talks to. I'll be like, I love you, grandma. She'll be like, I can't stand you. I'll be like, okay, that's how I'm used to her talking to me as a kid.
Okay, so your mom has DID. Is there anything on your dad's side as far as mental health?
I don't know. Like I know a lot of people on my mom's side have. So okay, so I have bipolar and anxiety. That's what I've diagnosed with bipolar anxiety, and I have OCD. And
Yeah, I got a touch of OCD too.
and my OCD is pretty much surface contamination. I really had to get into a lot of exposure therapy to understand certain things. I don't like the color black. I don't fuck with
I
black.
have really weird off the wall OCDs. Like I'm not a germaphobe. I mean I don't like germs, but I'm not one that has to wash my hands 1,000 times in an hour. I just think everything has to have a place. If somebody moves something in my house, it sets
And
me
then
off.
you know they've done it. Right, right.
I since I was it's as long as I can remember, I think even before middle school, I started numbering my socks. I'm gonna whoop you. I don't know what you're doing, but you're gonna get it. Damn cat.
I used to number my jeans.
I numbered my socks because I don't know what it was, but there was something about wearing a dirty sock or, like a sock you went outside in and a
Right.
brand new sock and matching them two together. It was weird to me. So I don't know what it was. I just started numbering them and I've been doing it ever since. It's a compulsion. I can't not do it. Well, I do now. Now I don't do it as much because I got black and gray socks. They're a little harder to number. The black marker don't show up as well.
Like mine this is how do I explain mine. I don't like black, so I rarely wear black. I have on black now because I had to do laundry, but other than that, I will never wear black shoes, black pants, black bedding. My couch unfortunately is black, and it took me a while to get used to that, and it's just something about it. When I was like undiagnosed bipolar before they sent me to the hospital, I would hallucinate black being like smothering me, like you know how you feel like you're being swallowed. That's what I used to feel like with the color
Well,
black.
okay, your mom's DID, do they know what started it, what triggered it?
Yeah, they do. What triggered my mom's DID is her and her brother's relationship.
Okay.
She was kind of she lashed out a lot, didn't want to be involved a lot in family stuff like going camping and going fishing. She'd rather complain, complain, complain. So, eventually you don't want to be with somebody who complains about everything. You mention something, or I don't want to do it because of XYZ. So she
Right.
feels that my grandfather, her father, and her mother, my grandma, did more for her brother in their childhood.
Well, was there any sexual abuse that had happened before it started?
Not that I know of. Me and my mom have actually
Well,
had deep conversations about this, and she says that she's never been sexually abused ever. It
the
was
thing about DID usually starts with severe trauma, as in child molestation, severe abuse,
there
things
was
of that
there was
nature.
there was one story. that she told me that I never understood. Back in the 70s, I think she called the police on my grandparents and he stripped her naked and beat her in front of the police.
Yeah, I had my dad do some shit like that when I drowned in the lake. He stripped me in front of my older cousins and whooped my ass and sent me in the house because I drowned in the lake. Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck? That
that
was a nice way to be rescued.
and that's what
Thank God for
happened.
my brother because he saved me. But yeah, I got my ass whooped for that. I'm like, I was fishing on the pier. Like, I didn't know I was gonna fall in and damn near drown. Like, how's that my fault, fuckers? But
I
um,
I think when I look at it, like growing up, I had some cousins that I was always told to stay away from because they were different and I knew they were different. I never was allowed to talk to them, never was allowed to sit next to them because they were mentally disabled. And I wish I
well,
knew why, like what they
and
went
see, and
through.
that's another thing. Mental disability or mental issues and sexual abuse is not talked about in the black community. We sweep everything under the rug. We don't talk about it because then if you talk about it, then something's wrong with you, not the person that did it to you
Exactly. Like
or
the fact that you
the
cannot let it go and that you have to talk about it to get through it makes you
mhm.
weak.
Yep.
Hate that shit.
And therapy. Oh my god, that was a dirty word back in the day. Therapy, well, it still kind of is. Oh my god. You really came in with your troll account? You're fired. I know who that is. Just so y'all know.
What the fuck? Confused.
Oh lord. But
Hey, we got some chat people. Hey, different Sage. Hey, Jay White. Dr. Fish. What's up? Big Chief. And who the fuck is Seven Deadly Nipples? Hello.
I'm not gonna bust him out because he's under a troll account. But yeah, I know who that is.
Hey.
He
Hey,
good
Seven.
people.
Hey, Seven Deadly Nipples. Welcome. What's up with the
Look,
name, bruh?
I'm telling you, look, I looked down and I had to laugh. That's all right. I got a few troll accounts that's kind of out there.
Oh man, that's funny. Oh man,
One is Jonan on Zone's mole.
y'all funny as shit. I can't.
Sometimes you gotta have fun with the YouTube streets.
Hi, Seven Deadly Nipples. No,
Look,
he
at one
wasn't
point
ready.
he was gonna be hairy nipples. He was
And
gonna have a hairy nipples account. Now that would have been funny.
I don't. I have so many unanswered questions in my head right now as to why.
I look. I still kept asking. Wait, women can get hairy nipples? Like that's a thing?
You
Apparently,
know,
that's a real thing. I looked it up.
it,
I googled it. On my tombstone, it's gonna say curiosity killed her because I'm one of them people. You can't tell me something and me not look it up.
yo, have you ever Googled perp? What is it? What is it?
Blue waffle.
My fucking god!
Do you know how I
My
found out about blue
fucking
waffle?
god! I
I
found
was
out from
on
a
live
dude.
stream. I was on live stream when I first found out about that. And I looked it up while on live stream. Biggest mistake of my life. I
Yo,
should have never did it. They kept talking about it and I really looked it up and I
I
regret
think
it.
the one thing that I
Still to
looked
this
up,
day.
Jackal fucked me up. What was it? Like New Year's Eve of 20 fucking 16. He's still a bitch. He said, "Look up two girls and one cup." My
Oh
dumb,
no, I got a better one. Oh, you
my
think
dumb
that's
ass.
bad?
And I was eating ice cream.
One man in one jar. It's hard to find, but when you find it, oh my God. I sat there with my mouth open and didn't say a word and watched that whole nasty thing.
No.
And I had so many questions after the end of that. But of course, there was no answered questions in that video. Like it happened and then boom, the video's off. And you're like, what just happened? What did I just watch? It was sick, but it was one of them curiosity killed the cat moments.
What the?
I couldn't look
Okay,
away.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. I
I don't
think
know if you want to look it up.
yeah, I just did. I have problems. Wait a minute. What the fuck is this?
You have to see the video though.
This is videos.
The video's hard to find, and if you find it, I'm telling you, you watch the video and you'll regret it.
Is it a 10? Is it a 10-minute video?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Oh my god.
It was probably about a year ago. Somebody told me to look it up, and I'm like, really? I regretted every moment of that video. But I'm one of them people though. Like somebody could tell me somebody's getting their head cut off, and I have to go watch it, and I will watch
Oh.
that sick shit. I will be mortified, but I will still watch it because I'm weird like that, and
Oh,
I
wait a
hate it.
minute. Okay. Wait, wow. This guy's, what the fuck?
Oh,
it says a brave man decides to anally insert a jar into himself for an unknown reason.
a glass jar,
Oh my
glass.
god.
Okay, just take that word and run with it. A glass jar. What does glass do?
Breaks. It says it breaks. It says right here it broke.
Dude, he's digging glass out his ass and he's just sitting there like nothing happened.
Oh my
He ain't
god.
making no sounds. He ain't screaming.
Oh my god.
And blood is going everywhere.
This is in the Urban Dictionary. Are you kidding me?
I swear somebody told me to look that shit up a year ago and that still haunts me.
Yo, this whole entire scenario is a,
You read the description. I seen the video.
it's like the urbandictionary.com decided they wanted to be assholes and have this in this entire this thing.
The Urban Dictionary ain't shit for that.
This
I swear. Do
this
they
is
got a comment section over there? We gonna have to write them a nasty email about that.
yo. And then they reference Two Girls, One Cup.
Now we talking about mental illness. Now that's
Ew.
kind of mentally ill. Why are they putting that on there? Either one of them.
This is the
Oh,
sickest crap of a video on the internet. It is basically the toned down version of the Pain Olympics video of a guy that scrapes his penis off with a carrot grater.
no,
What?
no.
It is evidently similar to Two Girls, One Cup, only with one guy and he doesn't crap in the cup.
I know he puts it up there.
Yo, he sits on the wow,
Yeah, he basically, yeah, he goes all in with that glass jar, and it's like a mayonnaise jar. That ain't no small jar either. And the motherfucker just snapped. It just broke,
I
and
thought
he's pulling pieces of glass out his. He's squatting, pulling pieces of glass out while
I
blood is
I
gushing.
really thought that I've never. Oh, wait a minute. All the mayonnaise jars that I've seen have been plastic.
The back in the day, they weren't. Back in the day, they weren't plastic. You gotta
Oh
remember, I'm a little bit older. Remember, like the '80s.
no,
Remember, motherfuckers
I
had.
remember. Yeah.
They had glass ones back then. Yeah, it was a big whatever it was. It wasn't no small little tiny like shot glass. No, this is a big ass jar.
Oh my god, yo.
And as long as that video is, majority of it is him digging glass out his ass and just gushing on camera.
So,
He didn't pass out. Fuck,
oh,
I was about to pass out, and I ain't even weird about blood. I was
uh,
about to pass out seeing all that blood. Like that was a lot. That dude had to lose a few pints. This motherfucker said Two Girls in One Cup was a good video.
who
Y'all
the
ain't shit.
who
Y'all
said
men ain't
who
shit.
said that? Who said?
Jay White. We gonna have to put your ass in the corner. We gonna pull a tire on you and put you
Oh
in the
my
corner for
god.
300 seconds.
Yo, my nigga Seven Deadly Nipples said one time I was on the train, some guy coughed and spitted blood into his hands, smelled it, and then swallowed it. What the fuck?
Look,
The
that's
fact.
why I don't ride. I don't ride public transportation for shit like that. I will not ride the bus because for some crazy reason, the looniest motherfucker on the bus always wants to sit right next to me. I have a hard time, with slow people and
Why?
and being mean. Like I can't be mean to a slow person. But
Oh
them
my
people on the
god.
bus ain't just slow. Like they slow and crazy as hell. And they
Yo,
always want to sit by me and I try to be nice, but
yo,
I don't ride the bus no more. I never
I
will.
stamp. I have the best story ever about. Okay, I was very pregnant and I was late going to my appointment. I never did get seen because of the
Oh
lady
shit.
on the Spanish lady. I sat behind her, and for some reason, my purse that had all my paperwork in it, it accidentally touched the back of her head. Oh my god. She's like, this is what she sounded like to me because I don't speak Spanish. Boo! Ethiopia. Boo! El Diablo. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, El Diablo means devil. Yo, the people in the back of the bus just told me to calm down because she was having some problems and
You sat by the crazy chick.
she really looked normal until my bag hit her. Like, damn.
I'm telling you, look, I seen some shit on this damn. I watch this crazy channel. It's called well, he's got two channels now apparently, but the one is called Chills, and he's always got like some weird, crazy ghost videos, kind of. But he has this new one that's like the top 15, and they were showing this girl on a bus, and at first she looked normal, and this bitch just started wigging out. Like she was having problems, couldn't get comfortable. She's about to rip her necklace off. She damn near strangled herself with her
Oh
necklace.
my god.
And then like she just started losing it. And I'm like, dude, she's probably on them bath salts. That's probably what that shit was. But whatever it was not natural. Like that wasn't like she was just crazy as hell. No, there was something that was making her crazy. My thing, I think it was street drugs, but they, of course, in the video they don't know because the bitch got off the bus. But there was some dude that I don't know if she like hit him or got in his face on the bus. He got off the bus and she like went after him and they arrested the dude, not the girl, the one who was acting crazy on the bus for like 20 minutes. I'm like, oh hell,
And the bus
that's
drivers
freaking
will keep driving. Like, they don't give a fuck. Unless
nope.
something happens and the bus doesn't drive anymore.
Put it like this: you got to get killed on the bus for them to really pay attention, or you got to have a bomb on the bus. That's the only time the bus driver's gonna care.
Or if there's an unattended bag. I seen somebody come on. They literally
Oh yeah,
let
because they wouldn't benefit
they
the bomb.
no, they let the bus doors open. They threw the suitcase in there and then they left. I Oh my god, that was the first time I fell while pregnant. I hauled ass off the bus. I opened the
I would
doors.
have done that same thing. Like,
Yo,
what
the
the
bus
fuck?
driver was
Who
like,
does
no.
that?
He's like, no, no, we have to call the ambulance. You're pregnant. I don't want to be anywhere near this bus. Yo,
Right?
I'm proud.
No, dude. I'm
It's
out this
crazy.
piece. Deuces. Look, catch me around a corner where if the bus blow up, I'm good still.
No, you're not. No, you're not, damn it. No, you're not. The
Cause I
debris.
definitely ain't gonna stick around.
The,
Like
de-
what?
the debris alone. What is. Okay, dude. Seven deadly nipples. Do you want to call in, sir, ma'am, sir? What are you talking about? What still haunts him? I'm confused.
What? Oh, in the chat. Oh, he talking about that the thing on the bus where that dude coughed blood in his hands and smelt
Oh,
it and swallowed it.
oh, okay. Oh my god, I can't. You know what? Thank you all for tuning in to this video. I don't know why every the fuck body that lives like right next door to me wants to call me. Just fucking come over.
Oh
Damn.
Lord.
Anyways, so I'm gonna have to end this live stream. I want to thank everybody for joining No Script. I don't mean to be loud, but I've had like 5 cups of coffee and I'm wired.
Maybe that's my problem. I just had a nice little frappuccino and then I had one earlier. That might be my problem. I'm a little hyped too. I'm a little wide awake and it's freaking 10 o'clock and I'm like wired like it's like 5 in the
Right,
afternoon.
right, right. Then I gotta take my damn Seroquel, and it's gonna be like, fuck you, coffee. It's sleep
Oh
time.
yeah, that Seroquel is gonna knock that coffee out your system real quick. That Seroquel gonna be like, nope, I'm bigger and stronger.
Oh my god, yo, this is why I don't smoke weed. I Seroquel knocks that shit the fuck out of your system. Like you be high as fuck.
Man,
Take your
that damn
Seroquel.
RSO oil. Girl, the RSO oil is off the chain.
Oh my God. Okay.
Woo.
Oh shit.
But no, if you do another show talking about this stuff, you know I'm always down.
Yeah.
I got
Representing Indiana in the
right.
building. Representing Maryland from No Script. What? Seven Deadly Nipples. I love you too. I love you too. Wow. Okay. Anyways, my son is crying. Shit.
Is
Well,
he? All
yes.
right.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
gonna.
hear him.
He's all the way in the back. He wants me
Oh,
because
okay.
Jackal's like trying to. He like no, he wants mommy. So I'm gonna say bye to everybody. Peace out. Love y'all. Blessings. And check out that movie Psychiatry: The Industry of Death because if you can get past the first 30 minutes, you won't be pissed off anymore. But the first 30 minutes will make you not want to see another doctor if you have a cold. Like this shit is crazy.
I have mine saved to watch later because I definitely want to see that. I think I was watching stuff close to it, just not that specific one yet.
Alrighty, well, see you later, Miss Princess X Home Skillet
Thank you,
Biscuit.
Miss No Script. I
Yeah.
appreciate you having me.
Thank you. Peace out, y'all.